The winner of World's Strongest Man has not gone on to win his next competition in the last 5 years. Can Tom Stoltman break the streak? So we have to go back to 2018, the last time a winner of World's Strongest Man went on to win his next competition.
Yeah, so obviously that was Thor Bjornsson when he won in 2018. The following month, he then won Iceland's Strongest Man. Wasn't even really thinking about national titles, to be honest, but he won the next international too. That was Worcester later in the year.
Yeah, since then, the winner of World's Strongest Man has struggled at their next contest.
And it's a conversation that we have every year. Like you have that massive peak, almost that relief after winning, and then you're so bogged down with sort of media stuff and everything. Everyone kind of wants a piece of you, and training sometimes has to go on the back burner a little bit.
It does indeed. However, we will see what happens at the Strongman Classic this weekend, because we have an amazing lineup and the current World's Strongest Man is taking part. Tom Stoltman, one of the favourites for this competition. He was unbelievable at the World's Strongest Man. He is heading to the Giants Life Strongman Classic, and he will obviously want to try and win this.
So if we look at the other former champions then, so in 2019, Martins Lissis, he actually really struggled at the beginning of Giants Live Wembley after he won Worlds, but he managed to claw it back for a third place finish there.
Yeah, I think at one point he was really low on the table.
He was last place at one point.
He managed to kind of just sneak onto the podium right at the end with a great performance on the stones.
Alexei Novikov, after his win in 2020, he went on to place third at the first ever Shore Classic. Tom in 2021, his first World's Strongest Man win, he ended up coming fifth in this competition.
This was his first one afterwards. I think it's much better events for him this time round.
Yeah. So Tom, after his win in 2022, he had a long break, and he didn't compete again until the Arnold Strongman Classic the following year, where he was sixth.
Yeah, that was the year that Tom really took a big break after winning Worlds. He needed some time away, and again, not a great performance for the World's Strongest Man.
He had a bad back at that point.
Yeah, he was struggling a lot at that point. I really think he's in a different place right now. I'm very interested to see what kind of shape he's going to be in.
Yeah, me too. And then Mitch Hooper last year, also the Giants Life Strongman Classic was his first competition, and he came third.
Yeah, Mitch is a man that likes to win competitions. The worst we've seen him since his first ever World's Strongest Man is third in a competition. Can he keep that streak going of podiums? Has the motivation of losing out at World's Strongest Man given him the kick up the arse? We will see when it comes to the Strongman Classic this weekend.
Bringing it back to Tom though, and we talked about this in another video, but he is training. We know that he's training. He's not putting a lot out though, is he?
No, not a huge amount. We've not seen a lot of training from Tom. That doesn't mean he's not training hard though. It is very difficult when you win the World's Strongest Man, especially now as the sport's getting bigger and more popular. More people want a piece of you, more people want your time. They want you for interviews, they want you for events and appearances. So it's becoming a lot tougher to just have that tunnel vision. This is such a strong lineup as well. I think we should go into the lineup in the Strongman Classic, because this isn't just another comp. This is a hell of a lineup. We've got the top 5 from this year's World's Strongest Man competing in this lineup. So very quickly, we start with the current World's Strongest Man, Tom Stoltman. Last year's World's Strongest Man, Mitch Hooper. He is a former winner of this competition and just recently placed third at World's Strongest Man. We have Evan Singleton. The man that placed 4th at World's Strongest Man, and lots of people keep talking about this guy as a major comp winner, Matt Ragg. The new guy from Canada, he's had an incredible half a year really, just burst onto the scene, makes his first World's Strongest Man final, comes in the top 5, Tristan Hoth. Now, as well as the top 5 from this year's World's Strongest Man, we have Pavlo Kordiaka, who's another finalist and former Europe's Strongest Man winner. We've got Alexei Novikov, the former World's Strongest Man and former winner of the Strongman Classic. The log and axle record holder, can he break his axle world record? I am excited for that event. We'll go through the events in a second, but Iron Bibby is coming to London for this show. And in any competition, these next men are big names, but in this one, it's almost like you're putting them to the well to be having their heads chopped off. It's such a high level competition, but the likes of Paro Dwight, he's got great events in this competition. Eddie Williams, unbelievable at this year's World's Strongest Man. He's had some great performances at the Strongman Classic before as well. There's the Wrecking Ball holding there. I cannot wait to see him. Kane Francis, the recently crowned England's Strongest Man. That guy's an absolute warrior, will always give 100%. We have the Welsh bull, Gav Bilton. Is he back to his best? It's not been the best 6 months for Gav, but when he is in form, he is a great strongman and a massive crowd favourite. And finally, his first ever opportunity at a big international like this, Andy Flynn. He just placed second at England's Strongest Man, and he's a great all-round athlete. I hate to say it, it's going to be a tough comp for him, but he will learn from it, and what an experience, what a challenge for your first high-level Giants Live.
What a lineup, Lazo.
It's an incredible lineup. I mean, you know, some people might think I'm kind of overlooking some of those lower names, and we'll go through events, and I do think Parr has great events.
Parr does. Like the Conans is...
Parr's one of those strongmen. You put him in the wrong competition, he'll do badly.
Yeah.
You put him in the right events, he's dangerous. And I've been watching Parr, and he has been training hard.
Yeah.
We'll go through the events very quickly.
Okay. So we don't know the exact order of every single event, but we do know that they're going to be starting with the max axle. And as you've already mentioned, Ian Bibby is the current record holder. I think it's 216 kilos?
216 or 217. I can't remember off the top of my head.
But I think his record is under major threat from the likes of Tom Stoltman, Mitch Hooper, and of course Ian Bibby himself, who, again, he's another person, doesn't put out a ton of training, but we did see a ridiculous 240 press out of Iraq recently.
If he can clean it, he will press it. It's as simple as that with Ian Bibby. The press is not the issue, the clean is the issue. And this is where probably Mitch and Tom are a little bit more efficient than Ian Bibby. He has the strongest shoulders, you know, across the planet. Just unbelievable shoulder strength. I think those three could have an amazing battle. We saw a great battle between Mitch and Tom at the World's Strongest Man. Yeah. Ian Bibby is the record holder. This is going to be an exciting event to start the competition. Other athletes that have done well on the axle before, I think in terms of overhead, this is Parr's best overhead.
It is,
He's got great mobility.
This in dumbbell, actually.
He's got great mobility and technique. So the more technical events where you can kind of rely more on leg drive and hip power tend to suit him a lot more. Pavlo Kordiaka, amazing at these type of events, very, very solid on axle, did well at World's Strongest Man in the final. If he's in shape, Alexei Novikov is pretty good on the axle. Evan Singleton did 190, I believe, at World's Strongest Man. So there's lots of athletes that could put some big numbers up on this, but I think the battle will come down to Ian Bibby, Tom Stoltman and Mitch Hooper for the top 3 spaces.
So they're also going to be doing the axle deadlift for reps, which is kind of a staple event for Giants Live, isn't it? We're not sure if it's going to be the massive
It's going to be the big ones. It's always been the big heavy ones. I think they have to go with it as well, especially with the calibre of athletes competing.
Yeah. So some obvious names here then. We've got Mitch Hooper. Evan Singleton's very good on the axle deadlift for reps. Tom Stoltman, Matt Ragg cannot be overlooked.
Matt Ragg, very, very good deadlifter. I think could potentially be the favourite for this event in this lineup. This is a bad event for guys like Pavlo Kordiaka. He's going to have to do some real damage control. But yeah, I'd be looking at Evan. I'd be looking at Mitch,
and
Matt,
and Tom.
And again, this is if he's in shape, Alexei Novikov.
Yes.
He's done very well on this event before.
He's such a question mark in this
At the moment, he's very much a big question mark. In shape, he's unbelievable. We don't know what kind of shape he's in. But yeah, there could be another real battle between a number of athletes on this one.
Now, this is going to be a very interesting event, the Conan Circle. Now, we thought we knew things about the Conan Circle and who was capable of what, and it was all kind of tipped on its head at World's Strongest Man last year when Tom Stoltman put out such an incredible performance, an event he's notoriously lost a lot of points on in the past.
In the past he has, and this is the great thing with sport. We might know things from the past, but athletes should be going away and working on weaknesses, and that's what Tom did. He went away, got better, put the effort into the events that he'd lost points on in the past. Tom Stoltman is very good at this. Evan Singleton is great at this. Pavlo is fantastic. I think Pavlo is still the record holder on this piece of kit. Alexei Novikov is very good at these events. Para Dwyer is very good. Mitch Hooper is good. Matt Ragg is good.
So Pavlo won it in the final at Worlds last year. Then we have Mitch Hooper in second place, Tom Stoltman in third, and Matt Ragg in fourth. But we've seen these guys all beat each other, so it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those that...
And Parr's going to be in there as well,
I think between people. Whoever gets to go towards the end, again, big advantage, because having those markers to beat is huge on an
yes.
event like this.
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see the order of events and where it places after.
Yeah.
So we've also got the Wrecking Ball hold, which we saw very recently at England's Strongest Man and Britain's Strongest Woman. And I must say, I found it hugely entertaining for a hold event because the people that were in the worst, they were just ending up like the claw and sort of scrunched up. And I don't know if they're going to change the rules as a result of it because it stopped being a group event.
I think because it was so entertaining, they might not.
I hope they don't. I want to see that again.
It was sheer torture for the athletes. Speaking to some of the athletes after, their legs were scratched up, their backs were sore, their hamstrings, quads, glutes, everything was messed up. However, as fans just watching, it was great.
It's like the old car deadlift holds they used to do at Worlds when they had straps. Yeah. And who was it? Who was the guy? He went like 2 or 3 minutes in the heat.
Whit Baskin
up against Laszlo Fekete. And he was just up there. And they end up, it's just a pain endurance event.
It really is. Just who wants it the most. This could be the event that kind of throws a spanner in the works.
Yes, massively.
It's an event that you get wrong and it comes out of your hand quickly. We've seen people stumble a little bit. You want to try and make sure you get a nice smooth pickup, settle into it, try and get into your rhythm, and then you've just got to fight through the pain. And it's always easier to fight through that pain when you've got a target set by the next guy. As you get closer and closer to that target, you're thinking 1-2 more seconds and then I can drop it.
It's going to be so hard to call because I think if it purely comes down to grip, it's going to be between Iron Bibby, who has incredible grip, but I don't know how Iron Bibby's build.
It's not like, I would say Iron Bibby, Evan Singleton and Eddie Williams have the best grip out of all of these athletes. However, I do not believe this is solely a grip event.
No,
I really don't. However, they're all tough athletes. Yeah. They'll all want to get good points. But yeah, this event is going to come down to who wants it the most.
And then finally, they are finishing with the Atlas stones. We don't know the weights. I would really hope
it's going to be the heaviest set. It has to be the heaviest set. Based off what we saw at England's Strongest Man, they've got a new set of stones. I think we will see the heavy set out there. The lineup is insane. You have to put the heavy set of stones out there.
Yeah, and you can't look past Tom Stoltman for an event win there. We've said it before, with the Atlas stones being the deciding event, if it comes down to people being equal on points, it's a huge advantage. You really want to be 2 points ahead of Tom going into the Atlas stones, don't you? If you want to win, well, yeah, like 99% of the time.
There's a 1% chance.
He might make a mistake, but other than that, yeah. But we've got some other great stone lifters here. Kane Francis, 18 seconds on that light set.
He did very well. We've seen good stones from Gavin before.
Yeah, Matt Ragg.
Yeah, Pavlo's done some good stone runs before. Mitch, Evan and Tom, all great at stones. But stones, again, I always say it comes down to what position you're in, in the final. The one thing we know is Tom Stoltman performs on stones no matter what. Every single time.
Apart from that one time.
There was that one time that two stones clashed. It was him and Evan, wasn't it?
Yeah,
actually?
It was, yeah.
But yeah, you want to be ahead of Tom going into stones. So with the 5 events, with the athletes, what do you see happening? Have you got a top 3, a top 5?
I have a provisional top 3.
Let's hear it.
But it's in no particular order. I'm really struggling. I think top 3, Mitch, Evan and Tom.
Yep.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see 1 or even 2 of them miss out. So I don't see Pavlo, unfortunately, because I think deadlift costs him too much.
Sure.
I'm not sure about Alexei, and you know how much I love Alexei, purely because we just don't know.
We just don't know what kind of shape he's in at the moment. No, I think that's fair.
But I think Matt Ragg and potentially Tristan Hoth could squeeze in. I think maybe the axle probably lets down Eddie Williams. Overhead isn't his strongest event, but he does have some good events there. Yeah. It's really hard to call. Iron Bibby, I never know what to think. Like, is he, because he's incredible. When we see him perform, he's amazing at so many things, but I just don't know.
Again, he's a hard one to predict on. But,
I want to give a top 5. Oh no, I don't even want to do that. I wouldn't be surprised to see Matt Ragg or Tristan end up in the top 3.
Really? I don't think Tristan can get top 3 with these events. Based off the event results at World's Strongest Man,
I think
he'll drop points on the Conan's wheel a little bit. I think he'll drop points a little bit on the axle. I'm talking about against the likes of Tom, Evan
against
and
the best guys in the world, yeah.
So I just think it'll be hard to break into that top 3.
Okay.
However, I'm really looking forward to seeing him compete and seeing what he can do. I've never had a chance to meet him. No. And clearly this man is incredible because the rise has just been insane. But I just feel those top 3, for me, right now, they're consistently doing so well in competitions. The likes of Alexei, I'd love to see him back, but it's just hard to say he is right now.
Yeah, we just don't know.
Pavlo has great events, but he has some weaknesses. For me, Evan, Tom and Mitch have the least weaknesses across the board. I think we're going to have a great battle. And then the real key is, do they manage to stop other guys getting between them? Because if you have an event where Eddie Williams and, I don't know, Pa beat you, but the other two stay ahead of them, those are the events that are going to become really, really important.
Yeah. Tom is a very difficult one for me to place because I don't know. I just don't know. Like, we've seen in the past Tom be a lot more casual about these types of shows, but we haven't seen it for some time.
He's looked a lot more hungry when he competes the last few years.
It's been a while now since we've seen him come and not be there for anything. He's just there for the win. So if he's coming with that mentality.
One thing we know for sure, Evan Singleton has been training like a madman for this competition.
Evan is a madman.
He's won a number of Giants Live shows.
And he wants the record for the most. He wants it.
Yeah, he wants the record for the most Giants Live wins. Mitch Hooper is hungry. He got beat at World's Strongest Man. He's
not going to want to be beat again.
He's going to want to kind of, show that he's still the man to beat. Tom Stoltman is the man right now. He's the world's strongest man. The interesting one is, of the top three in our predictions, only Evan Singleton has won this before.
Tom and Mitch, I mean, Tom's won Britain's, but we exclude that because it's national. Tom and Mitch have only ever won one International Giants Live each, and that's the World Tour Finals, both of them.
Both of them have won that title.
Which is quite weird, because Tom is 3 times the World's Strongest Man winner. Mitch has won everything. It's very strange.
It is interesting. But this is the fun thing with a Giants Live, and only 5 events. You do get one small mistake can cost you in these competitions. It's going to be an amazing show. Unfortunately, tickets sold out months ago for this event. However, it is going to be streamed on Official Strongman. You can see myself, Terry and Nicola on the live stream. It's an amazing show, the Strongman Classic. Make sure you tune in. The link is in the description below. Let us know your thoughts. Who do you guys think is going to take the win? Who's going to be top 5? Who are we not talking about that you think is going to surprise us? And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.